Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. Today is Tuesday, October 31st. That means it is Halloween. So it's about 4:30 in the afternoon right now. And in our neighborhood, we typically start getting trick-or-treaters, really for the little ones, it could be anytime after 5 o'clock. So I wanted to give you a quick tour of our Halloween decorations and stuff now before the trick-or-treaters start coming. It's not dark here yet. It won't be dark till after 6 probably. So at that point, maybe what I'll do is I'll film a little bit more showing you what things look like lit up once it's actually dark. We do have some outside lights that will be on and some window lights in the living room that will be on and some decorations in the living room that are battery operated that I'll turn on at some point too once it actually gets to be a little bit dimmer in the house to actually give the proper effect. So let me turn you around and I'll show you at least the inside stuff for the time being anyway. Okay, these are our two pumpkins. They're going to be going outside in a little while on the front step. We are not putting actual like wax candles in them. I sometimes use battery operated tea light candles, but actually we have these little guys here. This one here, it's like a strobe type light that is battery operated to go inside that one. And I had a second one and I cannot find it anywhere. So that one is going to just have a battery operated tea light inside of it. So that's going to be going on the front step in a little while. Those are our two jack-o'-lanterns for this year. Okay, and entering the living room, this is where the bulk of our inside decorations are. Let me show you some of these guys. Most of these stuffed guys are pretty much all from Dollarama. Dollar store here in Canada. This little guy on the left is the one that is affectionately nicknamed Pumpkin Man. And my African grey parrot hates him and has tried to attack that thing every time that she's been out of the cage. But we call him Pumpkin Man, just I don't know why exactly, but we've just accumulated these guys over the years. That little bear just says trick or treat on his tummy. And then that's Cricket's cage over here. He's out of the cage at the moment. This has a candle in it that will be a battery operated candle that will be turned on in a little bit once it gets to be dark enough. And then in the window we have a couple of lights that are not yet on, one in each window. One is Snoopy on a pumpkin, the left one is a ghost shape, and the one on the right is a pumpkin. And then that's Pepe, my Quaker parrot, making noise over there. The wagon with the turkeys, that's left over from Thanksgiving. Canadian Thanksgiving is in mid-October, the same weekend as the American Columbus Day weekend. And then this is coffee table here, some fall candle holders. Again, those came from Dollarama. These candy dishes, I believe, came either from Hallmark or HomeSense. I'm pretty sure HomeSense, both of them. None of them are new. They've been bought over the years. Pretty sure this little guy here, there's three little pumpkins. They light up. You can kind of see inside his mouth. There's a little battery in there, like there's a little light in there. They all came from Real Canadian Superstore. There is one more down here at the end, and the other one I think was on the table back here that I showed you that had my Christmas cactus on it. So there's three of them. These guys in the middle, these no longer light up. They were Dollarama Halloween ornaments we bought a few years ago. The pumpkin lights and the garland were also bought at Dollarama. Again, not new. They were bought in the last couple of years. The lights are battery operated, so I'll turn those on in a little bit. And this guy we've had forever. We got him from Hallmark. So we've had him for a lot of years. We got him from the Hallmark store. And over here, we've got a little gnome that I got at HomeSense this fall. This is also this one here, I can't remember if this is Dollarama or Superstore pumpkin. I want to say that's a Superstore pumpkin. That says blessed, and the one up here I believe is also a Superstore pumpkin that says thankful. And this is a Timbits bucket. We have here in Canada a donut store chain called Tim Hortons. Some of the northern U.S. states also have it, and they had this Timbits bucket, this Halloween themed bucket out for Halloween that you could purchase. I think it was for $4.50 if it was empty, and I think it was more if you bought it full of Timbits. I just brought it empty and I put some candy in there. And then up there is a frame I got at HomeSense, that cutest pumpkin in the patch. It was that might have been Michael's actually, possibly Michael's. And that's a picture of my daughter from when she was 3 years old, so a lot of years ago on her very first time trick-or-treating. And then this sign here was bought at Michael's as well a couple years ago. And that top one, I think was bought either at Michael's or HomeSense, I can't remember which. As you can kind of tell, there's a theme here. I like to go to Michaels and HomeSense for decor items. This little guy has a pumpkin, or not a pumpkin, but a candle in the back. That is a HomeSense item. This was a Michaels sign. This storybook was one that I had bought many years ago when my daughter was little, and we read it a number of years. She's now adult and still living at home, mind you, but a young adult. But she remembers reading this book. So a lot of these were either Michaels or HomeSense. This one is Fall in Love, and there's a matching one down there. And then Candy Coma. I'm kind of on a gnome kick a little bit lately, and so I thought that guy was really cute. I got him last year. And this little candelabra with spiders on it. And then this guy was a Dollarama pumpkin. And then at each end of the piano are one of these little candle holders. The little witch hat comes off, and you can put a little candle inside. And again, I'm using the battery-operated tea lights for a lot of these. That's usually often what I do, just it eliminates the mess of wax. And then this little guy, spider candle holder. And that is that. Probably in a little while, maybe an hour or so, the window lights and the outside lights should come on. I'm not sure what time the timer is set for. I know they go off at about 10:30 tonight. And then out here in the hallway, it's a little crowded here, but here's the candy. Oh, here's the third pumpkin. That wasn't the one on the table with the Christmas cactus, was not a pumpkin. That was the candle holder. I completely forgot. Here's the third pumpkin from Superstore. It's a light up one, battery operated. And I got some Maynard's candy and some Starburst and Skittles and some mini Doritos to hand out. And I don't know if my spider door ornament, oh, Cricket's back on his cage. I don't know if my spider door ornament will work or not. It's very intermittent. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It's motion sensor, there we go. And when it drops like that, it's supposed to say something, and then it's supposed to raise back up, but right now it's not raising itself back up like it's supposed to. Usually it does. It's old. We've had it for quite a number of years. And then in the meantime, we also have this other sign on the door here, and you can change this from in to out. I don't know if I can do it when I'm holding this. You can change that. That's a Dollarama one. Ah, now the spider's raising himself back up. But usually he says things when he falls down. It's a motion detector thing, and usually he has sayings that he says when he falls down. Had him quite a number of years. That's probably what, oh, there he goes. But he's still not talking. So then out here on the steps, you can see out in the front yard, look at this. We have snow. We got snow about a week ago, and it snowed every single day since. Somewhere along these steps are very old and decrepit. This is a rental house. The steps are falling apart. We need to tell the landlord about that, but somewhere on these steps I'm going to put my 2 pumpkins. So that is it for the time being. I will come back and show you a little more once it's dark and things are lit up, but that's it for the moment. Okay, there's one other thing I wanted to show you. Disregard all the ruckus in the background. This is my Quaker parrot who's very bored and he wants out of his cage. So he's grabbing the bars of his cage trying to get my attention. There's one thing I wanted to show you in particular. This was a HomeSense find. I like this pumpkin because he's got his big mouth open and you can stuff it right full of candy, which is what I did. So, you know, if we run low on candy or some of the other stuff that we have, then I can put some of these out. And if not, these are things that my daughter and I can take in our work lunches to snack on or just munch on here at home. Anyway, that is the living room stuff. And I'll show you the outside in a little bit once I put the pumpkins out, which will be any time because it is already 4:40. And like I said, I know that trick-or-treaters will start anytime after 5. Pepe. Yeah, hi, Pepe. That's right. You say hi, Pepe. You say hi, Pepe. Hi, Pepe. You're so cute. Hopefully he won't get too distressed by people coming to the door, but thankfully he's a little ways from the door so he won't get drafty. Cricket's cage is closer to the door, but I'll probably just let him, he's out of his cage. He's the one squawking in the background, so I'll probably just let him hang in a different room with the other birds and he'll have fun. He's having a great time right now, and that way there's no risk of him flying out, or even if we secured him in the cage, that way he's not, at least not he's going to get any kind of draft or anything. So anyway, so yeah, this is the living room, and I'll put the pumpkins out shortly. All right, here we are outside. I'll show you these little guys with pumpkin lights will all be lit up. Actually, these are just plastic ornaments from the dollar store, but we've wound Halloween purple lights through them. They line our pathway. That is our front door. And our front window, and those 3 lights, there's 1 light in each window. You can only really see the Snoopy one right now. The other ones are just like a white silhouette. There's stuff on our door too, but the inside door is open at the moment. Here's the two pumpkins with their lights inside. They're not lit up yet because it's not dark. And behind here is kind of like a projector light thing. It's got Snoopy. It's kind of got the Peanuts guys on there, and that will project onto the wall behind. Once it gets dark, I'll come out here and turn it on. It's battery operated. And then we've got green and purple lights lining. Look at how terrible these steps are. Not great, but anyway, this will all look really nice once it's lit up. Hopefully the kids will be careful on these steps though, because they are not great. Yeah, this is how much snow we've had in the last week already. It's a little crazy. This is my front flower bed normally, but it is covered in snow. And you can see on the left is supposed to be my pumpkin light when it's lit up, and then the Snoopy one on the pumpkin, and the ghost on the right. So yeah, this is our yard. Some of our hedges still have some colored leaves on them. There's even a few trees with some leaves on them still, if you can believe it. Most don't have anymore, but anyway, it's a nice neighborhood. But unfortunately, looking back at Facebook memories from last year was a super mild Halloween, and this year it isn't super cold, but there's already been quite a bit of snow. So unfortunately, it's a bit of a snowy Halloween, and it is a school night, so we'll see what kind of turnout we get. Normally, if you follow this street all the way to the end and take a right, there's a small elementary school there that I used to work at as a lunch supervisor. That's not the school I'm currently at anymore. I now work at a different one. It's about a 5-minute drive from here, 5 to 7 minutes away. But because there's a school right around the corner, and another school about 2 blocks at the end of this street, like if you follow this street 2 blocks straight, and then a junior high school right behind that school. There's a good 3 schools at minimum within 5-minute drive of here, and a high school about a 10-minute drive of here. So there usually are lots of kids, but it'll all depend on the weather and being a school night too. So anyway, I'll show you a little bit more once everything gets dark and everything's lit up. Okay, so I am back to show you. It's starting to get dim outside. The sun is starting to go down. It actually looks fairly well lit up in here because there is a light on in the corner. It's on timer along with the window lights. Over here, the birds are semi-quiet right now, I guess because it's not super bright in here at the moment. But anyway, this is what that candle holder looks like over here. Oh, so much for the birds being quiet. The conures are going silly in the next room. Anyway, there's my ghost light in the window, my Snoopy on a pumpkin, and the pumpkin light. And then over here we've got these little Dollarama pumpkin lights are lit up. I don't know if you could really tell they're pumpkins on the video here. Just filming on my tablet, it may not be the best quality like a camera would be, but anyway, it is what it is. A Dollarama lights and tinsel together. The little Superstore pumpkins are lit up. Kind of see like this is just like black tinsel from Dollarama with little jack-o'-lanterns on it. And then the other Superstore one is lit up as well. Oh, I did not light this guy, the candle in this little house yet. I forgot to light him. He's the only one I missed. This one is lit up, and the one at the other end will be as well. And I have just now turned on the pumpkins outside, lit up the batteries in there, battery operated candles and whatnot in there. So yeah, that's what it looks like. And then there's the spider one right there. It's lit up too. So it's starting to look pretty cool in here. I kind of think now I should have maybe taken one of the strings of pumpkins and strung it over top of the bookcase, because I can see the piano is all lit up, and then the entertainment is too, but there's really nothing on the bookcase, but that's okay. Still looks pretty good in here. And like I said, that's lit up. So at some point I'll go outside and show you what the front walk looks like once it gets a little bit darker out. You can see there's still a little bit of daylight out, although the sun is pretty low at this point. So another half hour or so I could probably go outside and show you what things look like from the outside. Alright guys, it's now about 6:30 at night, so now it's getting a little darker and we're starting to get some trick-or-treaters on the street. You can probably hear some of them. We've had about 10 or so. It's hard to know how many we're actually going to get. Sometimes we get close to 100, sometimes it might be 30 or 40. It looks like we have burnt out lights there, but that's okay. These all came from Dollarama originally a few years ago, so they're not going to last forever. Anyway, there's our jack-o'-lanterns, our pumpkins lit up once the motion detector light goes off here. We also have these guys hanging on the end with battery-operated candles. Once the motion detector light goes off, the pumpkins will be more lit up. That one you can see. the little tiny candle in there isn't doing a bang up job, like not doing a fantastic job on that one, but it's okay. And then we've got our little projector there showing the Snoopy Gang. All right, guys, it's now officially 9:30 in the evening, Halloween night, and I'm pretty sure we've seen the last of our trick-or-treaters, although the window lights and the yard lights are on a timer till about 10 o'clock. So technically the lights, unless we go out there and actually physically unplug them, will still be on another 30 minutes, and that's fine. We do have leftover candy, so if some teenagers were still to come now, we would have something for them, although usually we don't get anybody past like 8:45, 9 o'clock at night. I will say we had a couple of boxes of Doritos, and there were 40 bags in a box, and we went through the better part of 2 boxes. So I'm guessing overall we had around 75 kids, and yes, we still have leftover candy. But that's okay, because we can take some of that in our work lunches to munch on, or just have them here in the house. Probably might not be the best idea if you're trying to lose weight, especially going into the Christmas season and Christmas baking's about to happen. But whatever. I mean, perhaps maybe I could even take some to some of my work kids, because I have a bunch of adopted kids that I work with, a bunch of young adults that I've sort of adopted as extra kids. Maybe I can make treat bags for some of them. Or I haven't been down to the mission to volunteer in a while. Perhaps I could take some treats there. So we'll see. There are options. But all I know is that whether I'm hosting company or whether we're doing goodies for Halloween or for Easter or whatever, but especially Halloween, when you don't know how many people are going to come to your door, my mantra is to always have too much than not enough. So I'm happy to have the leftovers, whatever we choose to do with them, because I would much rather that than run out. So anyway, I better wrap this up because I gotta work tomorrow, both jobs. And I want to get this video put together and get it started uploading overnight. So hopefully sometime on the 1st of November, you guys will see this. Hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, make sure that you are subscribed to my channel. If you haven't done so already, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment down below if you enjoyed it. And we'll see you next time. Hopefully you guys are having a good week. And if you celebrate Halloween, happy Halloween. I hope you guys had a good evening. I'm surprised we had as good a turnout as we did, because we do have snow. It's quite chilly and it is a school night, but we had a good turnout. So hopefully if you celebrate, hopefully you had a good number of kids where you are and a good evening as well. Have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you in the next video.